So we got a special announcement this week. The National Institute on Drug Abuse, July 20th, 2022, rolled out a massive nationwide study. NIDA is looking for regular Kratom consumers to participate. It's not just a survey like in the past. The research team, including past Kratom Science Podcast guest, Dr. Kirsten Smith, will allow participants via an app to enter daily information into a diary and eventually have their Kratom product tested free of charge. Participants will be compensated for their time. The study is called the Kratom Ecological Momentary Assessment KEMA study via the KEMA enrollment page. I'll quote what they have to say about it. Ecological momentary assessment is a method for collecting information from study participants in real time, in the moment, wherever they are. This is done using a secure app on a smartphone. This way we can understand where, when, how, and why Kratom is being used in people's everyday lives. To enroll in this, you go to enroll.drugabuse.gov/kratom-nida, and I'll have that link in the description of the podcast. And I did go there and I did fill out the survey. I'm not a frequent enough user to be qualified. However, it was really easy to fill out and ask you some questions about your Kratom use. And also, another thing, do it on Chrome. I did it on Firefox, and it wouldn't load. So if you have a Chrome browser or Internet Explorer or some browser other than Safari, maybe, some browser other than Firefox, and then it should work for you. I've also been told not to use a VPN, virtual private network, when you sign up for this. I think some people are becoming ineligible because of that. What happens is a ton of people from outside the country will try to get in on these studies, and so, especially when you're compensated, and will try to scam the system. So they have to use a network where they can verify that you are signing up from within the United States. So that might be the reason that people who have been using 14, 15 years regularly are ineligible. They are very adamant about protecting your information. NIDA is legally bound to do scientific research. They're not an enforcement agency. They're not like the FDA or DEA that has the power to influence things to make Kratom illegal or enforce laws or anything. They're just studying about the use of Kratom. And NIDA has funded at least $7 million in the past couple years on Kratom research. So they are a major source of very good Kratom science. It's gone to the University of Florida. And also the House Health Committee has directed them to use some of their funding for more Kratom research, and NIDA has been doing great work. Their Kratom information page, they recently updated it this year. It's very sound, updated Kratom science, and this is all due in no small part to one of the leads on this study, Dr. Kirsten Smith. These scientists working on this thing are really solid. They've been doing Kratom research for years, inside and outside of NIDA, and I'll let Dr. Smith talk about it. This is a clip from Kratom Science Podcast, episode 81. Dr. Kirsten Smith explaining a little bit more about how this study will work.
So if you are a regular Kratom using person in the United States and you're an adult, you can take our screening questionnaire online. It takes probably 5 minutes, real short. And if you're eligible, then you're prompted to complete kind of like this informed consent quiz. Because it's a 2-week-long study, we want people to understand fully what they're getting involved with. We talk about the ecological momentary assessment more, which I'll give everyone a brief nutshell version of right now. And then once people say, okay, I think I can do this, I think I want to do it, it is compensated. We can't pay like a tremendous amount because we only have so much money, but we do try to compensate people for their time. And then, people, we hope, will do it out of the spirit of wanting to advance the science on Kratom. So once people decide that they want to do it, they're interested, they think that it's not going to be this horrible time commitment that they can't really follow through on. Then we, give them the survey. After they do the survey, they have 2 days to download our study app. And it's a secure app. You don't even have to put any identifying information in there. And once that app is on your smartphone, then instead of asking a long survey like we do at the beginning and like has been done with a lot of Kratom studies in the United States so far, what we do is called momentary sampling. And so what we do is we hit people up at different times of day. 2 of the times of day are set kind of like a diary, an electronic diary is what we call it. So there's the beginning of day and the end of day. And that appears for about an hour and a half around whatever it is your bedtime and wake time is. So if you tell me that you get up at 6:30 every day, then we make that beginning of day available for about an hour and a half for 2 hours right before and after you wake. And you just answer like eight questions. And at the end of the day, same thing. Around your bedtime, you answer 6 to 10 questions. I forget exactly how many we ask at each time. And then in the middle, during your waking hours, as you're going about your normal life, we do what's called random prompts. So we'll give you a little notification, kind of like a text message, and you have about a half an hour to respond to it. And it's very short. It's not supposed to be this big burden, because if it was a huge burden, people would just say, I'm not doing it. And we ask you, how are you feeling? Are you in pain? What's your anxiety level? When's the last time you took Kratom? And then in addition to that, we have what are called, the jargon is event contingent prompts. But really what that is anytime you use Kratom, you just report it into the little app and just, you say, well, how much did you take? Was it powder? Was it in capsule form? Was it toss and wash? Was it an extract? How much did you take? And then we ask, what was your motivation for using? Because you and your audience know this better than anyone else. The reasons that people take Kratom are varied, right? Like, so someone could have 5 big overarching reasons for taking Kratom in general. Like in general, I take it for pain because I want to relax. I want to help, I want to help my sleep, stuff like that. But it could be, or anxiety, but it could be that on one day your pain level is really high or your anxiety level is really high. And so you might use more Kratom, or on another day it's less and you use less. So there's no like wrong answer or anything. You just kind of like let us know what's going on. And you do this for 2 weeks. And at the very end of that 2-week reporting period with the smartphone app, after that, we ask that I should say kind of at the midway point, we ask that you send in a small sample of the Kratom product that you're taking most often. And we provide all the shipping materials. No one has to pay for anything. Nobody's name is on anything. We put our return address so that no one will know that like John Doe in Tupelo, Mississippi is not a good example, but anywhere, New York City, doesn't matter where, that there's nothing identifying about you on there. So we are very, 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 very serious about privacy, confidentiality, using your data only for scientific purposes. And that's really the gist of the study, but it's going to be exciting because we'll be able to characterize the alkaloid content of the Kratom products that people send us. And so we can hopefully see, how much metragine is in this product, and maybe that it's going to be very crude, but maybe we can correlate that with their self-report during the time they were using this product and see that, this product with higher levels of metragine actually ended up being more potent for them in terms of subjective self-report. And that's something we're really excited about doing. So that is the very short version of the study. And when we have our landing page up, people can go to the NIDA Kratom study landing page, and there'll be a little button, click to see if you qualify. Believe me, I'm going to pester you to tell people about it as soon as it's live.
Oh, I definitely will.
And tweet about it, because we're really, really excited. We're kind of nervous because no one's done a national Kratom study that isn't a survey before. So we're kind of freaked out. And we're excited, but we're like, what's going to happen?
Yeah. This is really big. So once again, the link to enroll is enroll.drugabuse.gov/Kratom-NIDA. And the link is in the description.